Do you ever feel like you're living life on autopilot? Or maybe there's something missing and you want to have more fulfillment in your life. Or maybe you've tried making changes like going to the gym more, eating healthier, learning a new skill, but for some reason you kind of stumble and you end up giving up. Well, in this video, I'm going to teach you some important ideas that can hopefully improve your life. My name's Daniel. I'm a 31-year-old software developer. I love to climb. I love to game. So much League of Legends. And I'm just an overall nut job. So, growing up for me, especially in my 20s, I didn't have a lot of direction in my life. I felt like there was something missing or a lack of fulfillment. I just lived day by day without any meaning or purpose, really. Fast forward to now, I feel much happier, much more fulfilled, and I feel like I have a great sense of purpose in my life. I'm excelling at my job, I've gotten stronger at climbing, I'm cooking more instead of ordering Uber Eats every single day, and I've built strong relationships with my friends and my family. While I was figuring it out at the time, I think now I have a good understanding of why I found success in my life. And honestly, I got extremely lucky that I even got to go down this path. But I hope I can distill some of the elements of my journey to help you succeed in your own life. The first thing I want to talk about is this concept of metacognition. Metacognition in a nutshell is thinking about thinking. And you might be wondering, what does that mean and why does it matter? Well, it's this idea of separating you or your consciousness from the thoughts and feelings that arise due to emotions or even physical sensations. By doing this, you're able to better control your behavior and ultimately your entire life. Let's say you text your crush a joke and they don't respond for a long time. Well, some people might interpret this silence as, oh, they must think my joke sucks, or oh, I'm stupid for even sending that lame joke in the first place. Where does this feeling come from? Well, it comes from anxiety. Using metacognitive awareness, you're able to separate your consciousness from these thoughts. It's kind of like two lines of thinking. One part of your mind is filling you with these conclusions, while the you, or your consciousness, takes a step back and it realizes these things may not be true, and they're just thoughts that come with the emotional response of anxiety. Think about if your friend went through the same scenario. Would you tell them that they're stupid or not funny because their crush didn't respond to their joke right away? Of course not. This applies to your own mind as well. You take a step back, separate the you from these emotionally charged thoughts, and you become aware of them. Doing this allows you to disarm these thoughts and not let it control your behavior. This also applies to physical sensations. For example, let's say you smell fried chicken or you see racks of chocolate at the grocery store. Your mind gives you signals to seek this food out. You can apply metacognition to these scenarios as well by taking a step back and acknowledging that your body is giving you these thoughts and incentives to seek these goods out. I had a goal of losing weight, but I had immense cravings for food and sweets. I love gummy worms. In these moments, I separated myself from these cravings and I said to myself, okay, my body is giving me these signals, but this isn't me. This isn't what I want to do. I want to lose weight. So I was able to avoid eating a lot of junk food. I was able to lose 10 pounds in 3 months, and I may make a video about that someday. The next time you feel emotion, try to take a step back and notice what you're feeling. What kind of thoughts or urges are coming into your mind? A lot of the time, they're just knee-jerk reactions. Practicing this will give you a lot more control over the things that you want to do in your life. Okay, but in metacognition, it's not the entire picture. If you could do it 100% of the time, and you always acted in the most logical way possible in every moment, it would be great. But that's just not reality. Let's go back to the example of texting your crush a joke. What's more likely to happen? You're filled with anxiety, you have thoughts like, oh, I'm lame, or oh, they think I'm not funny. One thing that could happen is that you send them a premature text like, haha, sorry, that was a lame joke. and that kind of adds to the awkwardness, right? Or maybe you just ruminate on these thoughts, and it kind of just ruins the rest of your day. This is super common when it comes to emotional responses. You get pissed at your league teammates, so you flame them. You get nervous for a presentation, so you sweat, you stutter, and you kind of stumble on your words. Someone makes a mean comment to you, and you get really upset and sad, and you think about it for hours, or maybe even days. These are completely normal human reactions. But now it's time to be curious about these reactions. Why did you feel this way? Where did it come from? This brings up my second point about reflection. This is the intentional act of looking back at your life and questioning it. So you might be asking, why is this so important and foundational to building a better life? Think about it. If your goal is, I want happiness and fulfillment, but you don't understand what happiness and fulfillment means to you, then how is it ever possible to achieve that? This is very powerful because it defines your motivations at an extremely deep level, and this can result in unshakable resolve in whatever you want to do. And understanding yourself is a lifelong journey. It never ends, you change over time, and your experiences shape who you are. You have to keep discovering this. So when I was in college, I was pursuing a computer science degree. I noticed that all my friends were getting amazing internships and new grad positions at big tech companies like Facebook, Google, Amazon, Microsoft. And during that time, I became very self-conscious because I would try to do the same thing. I worked hard to try to get those positions, but ultimately I failed and I ended up giving up. Honestly, I felt left out and I felt like there was something wrong with me. It wasn't until many years later where I took a step back and really looked at my life. I asked myself, why didn't I try as hard as them? What is it about these jobs that are so appealing? Is it the money? Is it the prestige? Is it simply the feeling of FOMO? Then I started to ask myself, do I really care about money? Do I care about prestige? Or do I care that I don't want to be left out from the rest of my friends? By asking these questions, I learned a lot about myself. I learned that I actually care very little about money and luxury, actually. And I learned while I do care somewhat about prestige, it's not something I care so much about that I'll go to great lengths to pursue it. And that freed me from constantly beating myself up for not trying harder. By understanding myself a little more, I began to feel more content with what I have and what I've accomplished. My constant feelings of, oh, I could be doing so much more, or oh, I don't feel fulfilled, started to take a lot less hold of me. Oh, maybe I don't have to grind so hard at work, and maybe I can be okay with the amount of effort that I'm putting in. It really allowed me to focus on exploring what I truly enjoyed and be curious about other avenues that make me happy. And I eventually discovered climbing a few years ago, and that's something I became truly passionate about. And while this is a topic for another video, finding something like this can change all aspects of your life in ways you least expect. So the next time you have an experience or thoughts of an experience, I encourage you to reflect. Ask yourself why you're feeling that way and what about it connects with you at a deep level. So by practicing metacognition and reflection, you gain two things. Number one, better control over your mind and your behavior. And number two, discovering what is truly important to you and what makes you happy and fulfilled. I believe that these are the two fundamental ideas that got me to where I am today. It's the foundation that changed my behavior and constantly steered and directed me towards success in my life. Look, you could watch hundreds of self-help videos, but real change comes from looking deep and learning what truly resonates with you and understanding why you do certain things. These values are the anchors of your life and will guide you to success. There's a reason you do anything in life, and discovering that is extremely important for life satisfaction. Listen, I'm just a random guy on the internet telling you this stuff, and maybe you learned something new, or maybe you gained a new perspective. Either way, I hope you continue this journey of life with vigor and curiosity. I know I mentioned earlier that you may feel like you're stuck or you're just living life on autopilot. You're always changing, even if it feels like you're not. The things I mentioned earlier about me reflecting and discovering who I am, it wasn't always intentional. A lot of the times, I kind of did it passively without bringing much attention to it. Despite that, I think if you can bring attention to this kind of stuff, I believe that you can achieve success faster. Believe it or not, even if you're not doing much introspection, there's still some internal work happening inside you all the time, and you're becoming a more amazing person every single day. I hope this video helped you in some way, and I wish you all the best in your incredible life. Peace.